Welcome to our interview series, Transition Talks, Opinions on Low Carbon Transport and Future Mobility. With this series, we aim at capturing expert opinions and perspectives on how the future of transport and mobility might look like and how to decarbonize transport until mid-century. Today with us is Ralf-Charley Schultze.
Good morning.
Welcome, Charlie. Very happy to have you with us. Charlie, you are the president of UIRR, the International Union of Combined Road Rail Transport Companies. You are also the vice president of the European Freight Leaders Forum, and you can look back to an impressive career in the logistics industry. To provide our audience with some insights on combined and intermodal transport, let me ask you 3 questions.
Okay.
Number 1. What is behind the term of intermodal transport, and what is actually the difference between combined and intermodal transport?
First of all, thank you for having me here today. We are the Industry Association for Combined Transport in Europe, and we represent the interests of the whole sector. Intermodal is a mean to integrate different modes of transport into one and only logistics chain. And multimodal is something which intermodal is a part of. Meaning that multimodal is always integrating different modes of transport in a chain, whether you unload the goods or not. Intermodal is the story of the box traveling from A to B, and the goods don't have to be unloaded anymore. Combined transport is a part of intermodal, where the first leg and the last leg, so the first mile, last mile, are as short as possible on the road, because we think that the more sustainable mode of transport on long distances is more appropriate to have also a carbon neutral transport at the end of the day. So what is important here is to understand that using different modes of transport seems to make it more complicated in the first step, but at the end of the day it's much more efficient and better also for the environment.
Thanks a lot for this. And you mentioned low carbon transport. That brings me actually to the second question. So question number 2. Today the European Green Deal, a program aiming at making Europe the first climate neutral continent, will be presented by Ursula von der Leyen, President of the European Commission. So Charlie, how can intermodal transport contribute to achieve the goal of decarbonization, and in particular on decarbonizing the freight sector?
You're absolutely right. Today is an important day in Europe because the Green Deal of the President of the Commission will be unveiled for the first time. It is the most important point in her program, and we think that combined transport, intermodal transport, is the most important low-hanging fruit to achieve the goals of COP21, the Paris Agreement. So with the combined transport, we are able to achieve a lot of these goals through using not only the road, but also other modes of transport when appropriate. And on long distances, it's always appropriate to look for alternatives to the road.
Thanks for this answer, Charlie. Let me come to the third question. What are the key challenges for the promotion of intermodal transport in Europe as well as in Germany, and how are these challenges different from the challenges here in China?
Well, unfortunately there still are a lot of bottlenecks. You have physical bottlenecks, you have regulatory bottlenecks, but the main issue is still the lack of interoperability between the member states in Europe. This is a legacy, this is historical in Europe, and of course in China you don't have this problem at all. You can deploy the systems all over the country, and in Europe you have 28 member states, and every member state has different systems. Different systems for signaling, different systems for electricity, different systems for safety and security, and this makes life sometimes extremely difficult and complicated. So the biggest difference is that it's easier in China. But intermodal, of course, is not only the hinterland transport from the maritime side. In Europe is very often also the continental business. And the Continental Combined Transport does not exist as such in China. So this makes also a big difference, because here there is room for improvement in China, and I think we can really learn from each other, China and Europe.
Thanks a lot, Charlie. Thanks very, very much for sharing this valuable insights on intermodal transport with us and the audience.
It's my pleasure.
Thanks, Charlie.
Thank you.
And also thanks to our audience. We hope you will join us again at our next episode, Transition Talks, Opinions on Low Carbon Transport and Future Mobility. Thank you.
Goodbye.